Hi. So I'll be with you in a minute. Mhm. Just let me click something on Facebook so that oh, that's even better. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at Facebook and trying to start at the same time the event on Facebook. This is very unusual. Okay. So today we're going to talk about yet another Madeline that is connected with nuns. Um, and that's going to be Madeline Sophie Barat, and that's a part of a longer story. So today we're going to focus mainly on Madeline's name, Madeline Sophie Barat, who started the very first Sacré-Cœur school, so the school of the Society of Sacred Heart. Um, yeah, so let's go. So the name Madeleine uh, is a French name derived from Magdalene, and it means of Magdala. So it is tied to a specific place. It's tied to a small fisher village that is placed by the Sea Galilee in the region of Israel. And historically, there was Mary Magdalene that was associated, that who possibly was present at Jesus' crucifixion, and she possibly witnessed his resurrection. So I know I have already told you a little bit about the lines and just basically the name Madeleine. Yeah, so if we look at it, just to remind you, you have as they have two words in here, which is made and line. Just from looking from English perspective, from a different language perspective, because we know that Madeleine is a French name, right? So we have a word made and line in here. And lines can refer to wrinkles that we form on our faces. So Lillian Pierre Bridges refers to wrinkles as lines, and she is actually a face reader. And when women put some makeup on and they use eyeliner, then they basically draw lines on their eyes. And when there are new products, new cosmetics released, then very often people refer to them and name them as line. This and this line was created, right? Um, and I think in fashion and stylists also refer to body shapes as body lines when they deal with materials. Um, so, you know, maybe I will not say it yet, but a little bit. Okay, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the computer and something popped out. So then we have Madeline Sophie Barat, and Sophie is of Greek origin and it means wisdom. And the surname Barat is very intriguing because that stands for three places. So Madeleine is a name that is tied to a place in Israel, in Holy Land, and Barat, her surname, is tied to three places, the regions of India, province in Indonesia, and a village in Afghanistan. And there are surnames. Barat is a popular surname in France and in India. So there's one more connection here I wanted to talk about. So in Indonesian language, Barat means west, and Native Americans, those who live in the USA, use directions such as west, north, um, south as their names in their surnames. So it seems that the surname Barat, that is tied to three regions in the world, like regions in India, a province in Indonesia, and a village in Afghanistan. And when you think about India, I don't know how it is in your country, but in Poland, in my country, we sometimes refer to Native Americans, as Indians. So therefore, there is this connection with the name that India stands for the place that where yoga was originated, and where people probably believe in Buddha, and Indians as Native Americans that come from the USA, and and who live in reservoirs nowadays. So I think there is this strong phonetic connection, and sometimes it can be a little bit even confusing for us when we hear, oh, regions of India. So I always think about Native Americans when I hear India. So therefore, because of the association and because of this connection, and uh, people in India use the name Barat, and there are some regions in India referred to as Barat, right? Because of that, there is this association with Native Americans, and then we have Native Americans who actually use West. So the meaning of the word Barat, they use it as their names and their surnames. I think it's a strong connection to Native Americans altogether. And I was also looking at you could call it reading codes, like when you look at the word just from the English perspective, and you can read the word bar, and you can read the word at, but when you read it, it's like Barat, yeah, like art, like has this very subtle T art. I'm sorry, subtle R, yeah, art. So both of them could pretend to be just bar and art. Okay, so yeah, a bar is a place that some of us go and have their morality, so to say, solved. So yeah. And then when we go to the bar, then we can also get trafficked. And when it comes to alcohol, there are a lot of I would say protected recipes, not known recipes, not available for everyone. I'm just starting to learn about it, so it's gonna take some time. But they have various proportions, often with number 6 and number 3. A lot of types of alcohols were invented in monasteries, like, for example, Carmelite water, which is liqueur made on herbs. But there was obviously more. And I would say that the word bar, and if we add and force this bar and art, or bar and art, we can understand it as a strip club, because a strip club is a place where you have the bar, because girls earn money on drinks. So there's got to be a bar in every strip club, obviously. And art is understood as their performance, dancing on the pole. Because when I was employed in a strip club, Kokomo, I was told that being employed is, a form of artistic dancer. It's going to be artistic dance. So it wasn't stated that it was striptease or stripper. And the entire thing actually stems from Moulin Rouge, the very first strip club, but kind of a strip club and kind of a cabaret, you could say. And I also see here, I see these two words over here, like bar and art, because when I worked in a strip club, we were trained by a woman who told us that we should refer to her as mommy. So in Polish, it was mamcia. And, I realized that there is this culture in brothels that you would always have this brothel mom that would be navigating among the girls, right? And okay, so what has that have to do with Madeline, Sophie, Barat? Well, in the book, it is stated that she was called Mother Barat. Okay, that's just an introduction. There's going to be more next time. Yeah, so we have discussed the origin of the meanings of the names Madeline, Sophie, and the surname Barat, and we have just looked briefly at the connection of Madeline to the place in Israel, to the fisher village in Israel, and Barat that is tied to 3 different regions, like in India and province in Indonesia and village in Afghanistan. And we have also looked at the connections to Native Americans. And connections to strip clubs when we look at, reading the codes like bar and at or art and Madeline. Yeah, it's Madeline. I have forgotten to tell you that there is this company Madeline that already includes the word line in it, and there is ice cream, Magnum ice cream, that's kind of, Magnum has got similar name to Magdalene, right? The name Madeline was derived from Magdalene. So, Magnum was introduced in 1989 by Frisco, by a Danish company called Frisco. And I don't think the name of ice cream is accidental, but yeah. I will not discuss today the symbolism of ice cream. So there's going to be more next time. We're going to look at more connections. Between Madeline, Sophie Barat, a Sacred Care, the Society of Sacred Heart Schools, and possible creation of escorts. Right. So talk to you soon. And please remember that this Sunday I'm going live for 5 hours. So I'll be with you this Sunday we are starting at 10 a.m. So I hope to see you there.